You think that catch is comfortable. You think that the same job you hate is safe. Let me tell you something. Comfort is killing more dreams than failure ever will. You were not designed to be comfortable. You were designed to be extraordinary. But people extraordinary requires you to do what ordinary people will not do. See, you get into this routine. You wake up, do the same thing, see the same people, have the same conversations. Music and tell yourself, this is fine, this is okay. But deep down in your soul, there's a voice screaming that you were made for more. That voice is right. That voice is telling you the truth. And the only way to honor that music voice is to step out of what feels safe. I have seen it 1,000 times. People stay in relationships that died years ago because leaving feels scary. They stay in music jobs that drain their soul because the paycheck feels secure. They live in the same town, hang out with the same people, think the same thoughts, and wonder why their lives never change. You cannot expect different results from the same actions. That is insanity. That is you lying to yourself. The band truth is your comfort zone is shrinking your life. It is making you smaller. So forget it. That every day you stay there, you lose a little bit more of who you were meant to be. You start to forget your dreams. You start to accept mediocrity. You start to believe that this is all there is. But that music is a lie. There is so much more waiting for you, but it is outside of where you are right now. Think about a seed. If a seed stays comfortable in the package, it stays comfortable in the package. It stays a seed. It has to be buried in dirt. It has to push through soil. It has to break open and essentially destroy its current form to become what it was designed to be. You are that seed. Your comfort zone is music, that package. And until you are willing to be buried, to push, to break open, you will never see the growth you break open. You will never saying it is easy. I'm not saying you will not be scared. I am saying it is necessary. Growth is uncomfortable. Change is pictures, uncomfortable. Regret, staying stuck.
Looking back at your life and realizing you played it safe and missed everything, that kind of music discomfort lasts forever. So you have a choice. You can choose the temporary discomfort of music growth or the permanent discomfort of...
You can choose to stretch beyond what you know or shrink into what is familiar. But understand this, every single day you choose comfort over courage. Music, you choose comfort over courage. Music, you are choosing to stay exactly where you are right now is not. Music, where you are supposed to end up. I am going to be real with you. 20 years from now, you will not regret the things you tried and failed at. You will regret music, the chances you were too scared to take. That is the weight that will crush your music spirit, not knowing what could have been. Failure bruises you temporarily, but music regret haunts you forever. I meet people every day who are carrying regret like a backpack full of muse stones. They tell me about the business they did not start, the person they knew that did not ask out, the audition they did not go to, the move they did not make. And you can see it in their eyes. That heaviness, that's what if that pain. Music is deeper than any failure, because at least with failure, with regret, just wonder. Failure gives you data. Failure teaches you. Failure shows you what has not worked but regret does not give you anything except sleepless nights and bitter thoughts. Regret just sits there reminding you that you were too afraid to bet on yourself. It whispers to you in quiet moments that you could have been something more if you had just tried. Here is what people do not understand about failure. Failure is an event, not an identity. You can fail at something and still be successful. You can fail multiple times and still win in music. The end, every successful person you admire has failed more times than you have even music tried. But they kept going. They took the hit, learned the lesson, and came back stronger. But when you music, do not try at all. When you let fear keep you on the bench, there is no lesson there. There is just the slow, aching knowledge that you did not give yourself a chance. You did not fight for your dream. You let music die without even putting up a battle. And that is a weight that gets heavier every single year. Think about the older version of yourself 10 years. From music now, 20 years from now, sitting somewhere thinking about your life. 10 Music now sitting somewhere thinking about your life. Do you want them to say, I gave it everything I had? Or do you want them to say, I gave it everything I had? Or do you want them to say, I prison the second one is a prison, the second one is torture? You have one life, the music, one shot, one opportunity to see what you are really made of. And if you spend that life avoiding risk because you are scared of failure, you are going to arrive at the end with a mountain of regret.
Do not do that, singing and music to yourself. Do not choose the safety of an action and then spend music the rest of your life wondering what could have been. Show me one person who changed.
By playing it safe, show me one. You cannot, because they do not exist. Every single person you admire took a risk that made people music think they were crazy. They jumped when everyone else was standing still. The difference between you and them is not talent. It is music courage. Think about every major success story. You know, the person who started a company in their garage, the artist, music who quit their job to pursue their craft, the athlete who trained when everyone else was partying, the inventor who kept trying after 100 failures. None of them had a guarantee. None of them music knew for sure it would work. But they did it anyway. They risked looking stupid. They risked people broke. They risked people laughing at them. They risked failing publicly, and most of them did fail multiple times before they succeeded. But they were willing to take that risk because they believed in something bigger. They believed in their vision to be toxic for children's body. They believed in their purpose. They believed they had something valuable to music offer the world. Meanwhile, there are people with twice the talent sitting at home doing music, nothing, because they are waiting for a sure thing. They want the guarantee before they move. They want to know it is going to work before their music try. But life does not work like that. The music success does not come with a money-back guarantee. You have to be willing to invest in yourself without knowing the return. The people who win are not necessarily music smarter than you. They are not necessarily more talented than you. They just have music, a higher tolerance for risk. They understand that the biggest risk is not trying at all. They would rather fail trying than succeed at paying small. And that mindset is what separates them from everyone else. You have the same hours in a day, music, that every successful person has. You have access to the same information. You can music learn, grow, and take action. The only difference is that they decided to go for it. And you are still deciding. They move while you are still thinking. They risked while you are still waiting. Safe is not going to get you where you want to go. Safe is going music to keep you exactly where you are. And if where you are was enough, you would not be listening to this right now. You would not be listening to this right now. You want more. You are capable of more. But wanting it music and being willing to risk for it are two completely different things. That voice so fit in your head telling you that you cannot do it. It is a liar. Fear will tell you you are not ready. Fear will tell you you are not qualified. Fear will tell you to wait for the perfect time. But music, let me tell you something, in a professed time, it does not exist. The perfect time is now, and you have got to move even when you are scared. Fear, that defense mechanism, is a defense mechanism. It is designed to keep you safe from actual danger. But somewhere, the Sibius Kai's and musical growth like a threat. There's somewhere music along the way your brain started treating your dreams like danger. It started sending you fear signals when you think about doing something outside your normal routine. And if you listen to those signals, you will never do anything significant with your life. Fear tells you stories. It creates music, worst case scenarios in your mind. It shows you everything that could go wrong. It magnifies the risk and minimizes your ability. It convinces you that you are going to fail, you are going to embarrass yourself, you're going to lose everything. But 99% of what fear tells you never happens. It is fiction. It is your mind trying to music protect you from discomfort. Here is the thing about fear. It sounds exactly like the truth. It feels real. It feels like you are being smart and cautious. But courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing it scared. Courage is hearing that voice and moving anyway. Courage is acknowledging the fear and refusing to let it make your decisions. Every single person who music ate decisions, every single person who has ever done anything worth doing felt fear. The difference is that they did not obey it. They felt it, acknowledged it, and kept moving. They understood that fear is not a stop sign. It is a sign that you are about to grow. It is a sign that you are stepping into new territory. It is a sign that what you are about to do matters. When you let fear run your life, you give your power away. You let an emotion make decisions that should be made by your vision and your purpose. You let a feeling determine your future, and that is no way to live. Music are bigger than your fear. Your dream is more important than your comfort, your purpose. Music is more powerful than your anxiety. Stop waiting to feel brave. You are never going to feel completely ready. You are never going to feel like you have music it all figured out. You are never going to feel totally confident, but you can move anyway. You can take the step anyway. You can make the call anyway. And when you do music, you will discover that fear loses its power the moment you stop obeying it. Think about everything you have proven. You are still here. You have already been through. You are a survivor. So why are you acting like this next challenge is going to break you? You have the music track record of winning. Stop doubting your ability to overcome. Look back at your life. Look at the things you did not think you would music survive. The heartbreak, the loss, the failure, the betrayal, the financial crisis, the health music scare, whatever it was, you got through it. You are still standing. You are still kept music breathing. You are still here, which means you are stronger than you think you are. But what music do? You look at the next challenge and you panic. You act as if you have never overcome anything before. You act half music, like you do not have a history of resilience. You forget every battle you have won and focus only on the battle in front of you. That is people. That is not honoring how far you have come. You need to start giving yourself credit. You need to start recognizing your own strength. You have survived things that would music have destroyed other people. You have come back from situations that looked impossible. You have found a way when there seemed to music be no way. That is not luck, that is who you are. Every music obstacle you have faced has prepared you for this moment. Every challenge has built music capacity. Every setback has taught you something valuable. You are not the same person you were 5 years ago.
You are not even the same person you were last year. You have grown. You have evolved. You have become more capable.
So when you look at this new risk, this new opportunity, this new challenge, remember who you are. Remember that you have a perfect track record of making it through your hardest days. You are 100% successful at surviving. That is a fact. That is your resume. The next level is not going to break music. It is going to build you. The next challenge is not going to destroy you. It is going to develop you. You are ready for this. You have been preparing for this. Every experience has been training. Every setback has been preparation. Every experience has been preparation, but demanding is different. Demanding means you are serious. Demanding means you are willing to do whatever it takes. Demanding means you are not asking for permission or waiting for conditions to be perfect. When you demand something from yourself, you change your entire approach. You stop making excuses. You stop waiting for motivation. You stop music for the easy path. You commit, you sacrifice. You get uncomfortable. You do percent. the work that nobody sees. You make the changes that nobody applauds. You keep going when everyone else quits. Most people, music, are not willing to pay the price for their dreams. They want the result without the work. They want success without the sacrifice. They want the harvest without the planting, watering, and waiting. But does not work that way. Success has a price tag. And if you are not willing to pay it, music, someone else will, and they will get what you wanted. Your dream is not going to chase you. Your goals are not going to accomplish themselves. You have to accomplish music. The life you want is not going to fall into your lap. You have to build it brick by brick, day by day, choice by choice. And that requires a level of commitment that most people are not willing music to give. You have to become unreasonable with yourself. You have to stop accepting music your own excuses. You have to stop letting yourself off the hook. Your job, you have music to hold yourself to a higher standard than anyone else would hold you to. You have to demand more from yourself than your boss demands, more than your family demands, more than your family demands, more than music society demands. When you start demanding excellence from yourself, everything changes. Music, your priorities change, your circle changes, your results change, body. You stop being average because you music stop accepting average effort. You stop being mediocre because you stop giving mediocre energy. You become the person your dream requires you to be. They are going to talk about you. Music are going to doubt you. They are going to laugh when you step out. Let them, because as the music does succeed, and you will succeed, those same people will be studying your story, asking for your advice, and wondering music how you made it happen. Use their doubt as fuel. Understand this. When you decide to go after something big, people will have opinions. Most of those opinions, music will be negative, not because they do not like you, but because your ambition makes music them uncomfortable. Your risk highlights their comfort. Your courage exposes music their fear. And they will try to pull you back down to their level. They will tell you to be realistic. They will remind you of every person who music tried and failed. They will list all the reasons it will not work. They will disguise their fear as concern. They will call their limitation wisdom. And if you listen them, you will end up exactly where they are, stuck, safe, small. But here is what happens when you ignore them and go for it anyway. When you take the music and start seeing results, those same people change their tune. Suddenly they knew you could do it all along. Suddenly they want to know your secrets. Suddenly they want to be associated with music, your success. The same people who laughed at your dream will laugh you or speak at their events. The same music people who said you were crazy will ask how they could do what you did. The same people who told you to play it safe will want you to mentor them. It happens every single time. Doubters become believers when they see the results. So do not waste your energy trying to convince people. Do not argue with doubters. Music, do not defend your dream to people who do not have the capacity to see it. Just go out and do the work. Let your results speak. Let your outcome be the answer to their questions. Their doubt is not music about you. It is about them. It is about their own fears, their own limitations, their own regrets. Take it as confirmation that you are doing something different. Take it as a sign that you are breaking out of the pack, and use it to push you forward even harder. You want music to grow. You've got to move. You want something different. You have got music to do something different. You are standing on first base thinking about second. But you will not run. You know what happens? You stay exactly where you are. Success requires you to leave where you are to get what air you want to be. This is that music simple, but most people do not get it. You cannot have what you have never had until you cannot reach the next level while holding on to this level. You cannot step into your future while clinging to your past. At some point, you have to let go. You have to lift music your foot. You have to run. But what do people do? Music want both. They want the security of where they are and the success of where they could be. They want to keep their comfortable job music and build their dream business. They want to stay in their hometown and pursue opportunities, music in the city. They want to maintain old habits and get new results. It does not work. Progress, release. Growth requires sacrifice. Advancement requires risk. Growth requires sacrifice. Advancement requires risk. You have to, music, be willing to give up good to get great. You have to be willing to leave comfort to reach the exceptional. You have music to be willing to abandon safety to achieve significance. Think about it in practical terms. If you want a new music job, you have to risk leaving the old one, or at least invest time outside of it. If you want a new relationship, you have to risk being vulnerable and possibly being rejected. If you want a new body, you have to change your eating habits and give music up your old lifestyle. Nothing changes if nothing changes. The reason most people stay stuck is that they are music not willing to let go. They are not willing to commit. They are not willing to risk music what they have for what they could have. They keep one foot in the old life while trying to step into the new one, and all that does is split you in half. All that does is guarantee you a place you have to go all in. You have to commit fully music. You have to burn the boat so there is no going back. So there is no going back. When you do that, when you fully commit to the next level, music, something shifts, your energy shifts, your focus shifts, your results shift, because now there's no plan B. Now there's only forward. Now there's only success or lessons, but never retreat. All that stuff you have been through, all those failures, all those moments when you wanted to quit, that is not a waste. That music is preparation. Your story is someone else's survival guide, but you have got to finish the story. You music have got to take the risk to complete the comeback. See, you think your pain disqualifies you. You think your pain disqualifies you. You think your pain disqualifies, meets you less than, but that is music backwards. Your struggles make you relatable. Your pain makes you powerful. Your mess is what gives you a message. Hat can change, lives. Nobody's inspired by perfection. Nobody connects with people who have never failed. People need to see that you struggled and made it.
People music need to know that you fell and got back up. People need to hear that you were broken and became whole. Your story is proof that it is possible. Your comeback is evidence that they can do it too.
But here's the thing. If you quit now, the story is not complete. If you give up before the breakthrough, you rob yourself and everyone who needs to hear your message. You cannot help anyone from the middle of your mess. You have to push through to the message. You have to take the risk to finish what you started. Every obstacle you faced was collecting material for music, your message. Every hardship was adding depth to your story. Every tear was watering the seed of your purpose. None of it was wasted. None of it was random. It was all preparing you for this moment. It was all preparing you for this moment where you decide to use your pain as fuel and your story, music, as inspiration. Think about the people who helped you, the stories, music you heard that gave you hope, the testimonies that made you believe you could make it. Those people took their mess and turned it into a message. They took their pain and turned it into purpose. They took their test and music turned it into a testimony. Now it is your turn. You owe it to yourself to finish strong. You owe it to everyone who invested in you to see this through. You owe it to everyone who is King, DV, everyone who is music going through what you went through to complete the journey. Your mess is meaning, your pain has purpose, but only if you take the risk to turn it into something powerful. Just one decision, one phone call, one application. The music, one investment, one conversation, one risk, that is all it music takes to change everything. But you have got to make the decision. You have got to pick up the phone. You have to music, submit the application. You have got to have the conversation. Your entire life can shift with one choice. The choice to finally start that music business. The choice to go back to school. The choice to end that toxic relationship. The choice to move to a new city. The choice, music, to invest in yourself. The choice to bet on your dream. One decision has the power to redirect your entire trajectory, but you keep waiting, you keep overthinking, you keep planning and researching and getting ready to get ready. Can music, meanwhile, life is passing you by, opportunities are expiring, time is running out, and that one decision that could change everything stays unmade. What if you just did it? What if music stopped analyzing and started acting? What if you made the call today? What if you sent the email right now? What if you had the conversation this music week? What if you took the step before you felt ready? What would happen? I will tell you what would happen. Things will start moving. Doors that building, opportunities will start appearing. Momentum will start building, buildings will start building. Life responds to movement. Success comes to those who decide, and success comes to those who decide, and music knee. You are closer than you think. You are one conversation away from a mentor who changes you are one application away from a job that doubles your income. Music are one post away from a client who transforms your business. You are the music you have been dreaming about, but that decision requires courage. Courage requires you to move past the fear. It requires you to risk being uncomfortable. It requires you to trust yourself. And once you make it, once you truly commit, you will look back and wonder why you waited so long. You will see how much time you wasted being scared of the very thing that set you free. There are talented people everywhere, broke, unhappy, unfulfilled, talented people. You know why? Because talent without action is just potential. And potential means you have not done it yet. What music separates the winners from the dreamers is persistence. It is the ability to take the music risk over and over and over again. Talent gets you noticed. Tenacity gets you successful. Talent might get you the opportunity. Tenacity is what makes you capitalize on it. Talent is music, capitalize on it. Talent is what determines your finish line. And most talented people never make it because they quit when it gets hard. The world music is full of talented people who have given up. Talented singers who never pursued music. Talented writers who never finished. Talented entrepreneurs who never launched the business. Talented athletes who never music made the team. All that ability, all that potential wasted because they were not willing to persist through the challenges. Success is not about being the most talented person in the room. It is about being the most committed. It is about being the one who keeps going when everyone else stops. It is about being willing to fail, learn, adjust, and try again. It is about having the grit to outlast the obstacles. Tenacity means you get music rejected and you apply again. You fail and you try again. You get knocked muse down. You get back up. You face criticism and you keep creating. You encounter obstacles and professors and music, you find another way. You hit a wall and you either climb it, break through it, or go around it. But music do not turn back. This is what most people do not understand. The most successful people are not necessarily the most talented. They are the most persistent. They are the ones that persistent. They are the ones who took the risk repeatedly until something worked. Something worked. They failed more than most people try. So stop relying on your talent alone. Stop music thinking that your ability is enough. Start developing your tenacity. Start building your resilience. Start strengthening your commitment. Because when your talent and music come back together, you become unstoppable. When your gift meets your grit, nothing can hold you back. Where you are right now is just a chapter. Music, not the whole book. Stop acting like this is it. You have got more pages to write, but you have got to pick up the pen. You have got music to take the risk to turn the page. Your story does not end in struggle. It succeeds. I do not care if you're living in someone's basement. I do not care if you music or working the job you hate. I do not care if you have failed 10 times already. None of that is. That is your middle. That is your character development. That is the P part of the story that makes your success meaningful. Every great story, H as conflict. Every hero faces obstacles. This is yours, but you get to music decide how long this chapter lasts. You get to decide when you turn the page. You get to decide if this press of music is where you stay or just where you are passing through. The problem is that too many people accept their current reality as their permanent identity. They say music, this is just how it is. This is just who I am. This is just my life. And when you accept it, you stop fighting for more. You stop reaching for better. You settle into struggle like it is your home, but it is not your home. But it is not your home. But it is just a stop along the way. It is temporary unless you make it permanent. It is a season unless you turn music it into a lifetime. You have the power to change this. You can write a different ending, but music, it starts with refusing to accept where you are as where you will always be. Look at where you want to be. Look at the music life you dream about. That is not fantasy. That is a possibility that is available to you, but you have to bridge music, the gap between here and there. And that bridge is built with risk, with work, music, with sacrifice, with persistence, with faith. Your final destination is not determined by your current location. It is determined by your direction. If you keep moving forward, if you keep end risks, if you keep pushing past obstacles, you will get there. But if you stop, if you kept music, you accept defeat, then yes, where you are is where you will stay. The choice is speeches for what you want. You have got to speak up. You've got to put yourself out there. Nobody is going to knock on your door and hand you your dream. You've got to take the risk of rejection to get to acceptance. This is a big one. So many people are waiting to be chosen, waiting to music be discovered, waiting for someone to notice them and offer them an opportunity. But that is not how it works. You have to put music to choose yourself. You have to put yourself in the game. You have to make yourself known. If music want the promotion, you have to ask for it. If you want the partnership, you have to propose it. If you want the music opportunity, you have to pursue it. If you want the relationship, you have to initiate it. Sitting back and hoping someone notices strategy is a way to stay invisible. The people who music get what they want are the people who ask for it. They sent the email, music make the call, they pitch the idea, they start the conversation, they put their work out there. So music, they risk being told no because they understand that a no is not the end. It is just information music. It just means ask someone else or ask again later. But you are so afraid of music rejection that you do not even try. You stay silent, you stay hidden. You convinced Newsif that if you were really meant to have it, it would come to you. But that is not how opportunity works. Opportunity meets preparation, but it also meets initiative. You have music preparation, but it also meets initiative. Think about how many opportunities you have missed because you did not speak up. How many opportunities you have missed because you did not get, because you did not apply. How many relationships did you not have because you did not make a move? How many deals did you not close because you did not make an offer? Your silence is costing you. You have to be willing to hear no. You have to be music willing to face rejection. You have to be willing to be uncomfortable because on the other side of 100 nanos is combo one yes. That changes your life. But you will never get that yes if you do not open your mouth and ask if you do not care what you believe in God, the universe, yourself. But you have got to have faith that is bigger than your fear. You have got to believe that you are protected, that you are guided, that you are destined for more. And when you have that faith, music taking the risk is not reckless. It is rigged. Faith is what music carries you when you cannot see the whole path. Faith is what keeps you going when logic says quit. Faith is peepus, what gives you the courage to step out even when you do not know how it is going to work out. Music without faith, you will always play it safe. Without faith, you will always choose fear. Your fear is based on what you can see. Faith is based on what you believe. Fear looks at the obstacles. Faith looks at the opportunity. Fear focuses on what could go wrong. Faith prefaces on what could go right. Fear keeps you stuck. Faith moves you forward. Faith moves you forward. When your faith is strong, risk does not feel as scary. It feels like obedience. It feels like alignment. It feels like you are walking with purpose. You are not just gambling. You are not being irresponsible. You are trusting that there is something bigger at work. You believe that you are being key about work. You believe that you are being led to where you need to be. This does not mean you will move anyway. It means you will feel the fear and do it scared because your faith is bigger. It means you will face the uncertainty, but trust the process. It means you will take the leap and believe you will either land or learn to fly on the way down. People with music faith take risks that other people cannot understand. They quit the job without having another one lined music up because they believe something better is coming. They do not have because they believe in the vision. They move to a new city with no connections because they feel called, and somehow it works out, not because they are lucky, because they are faithful. Your music faith activates things that your fear never could. Your faith opens doors that your logic says music should stay closed. Your faith creates opportunities that your circumstances say are impossible. But you have to exercise it. You have to use it. You have to let it be bigger than the fear that is trying to hold you back. This is it. This is your one shot. You do not get a practice round. Every day you wait is a day you will never get back. Time is the one thing you cannot get more of. So what are you waiting for? Permission. And music, you just got it, the perfect moment. This is it. Stop waiting and start doing. You are not going to be here forever. You do not have unlimited time to figure music out. Every single day that passes is a day you cannot reclaim. Every week you spend in fear is a week you lose from your dream. Every music month you waste waiting for the right time is a month you will never get back. People act as they have forever. They act as if they can always do it next year. They act like there is urgency. But there is. Your life is happening right now, not tomorrow, not next music month, not when you feel ready right now. And what you do with this moment determines what happens next. How many years have you already spent thinking about it? How many times have you said, next year I will do it? How many opportunities have you watched pass by while you waited for conditions to be perfect? How much of your life have you spent preparing to live instead of actually living? Stop treating your life like a rough draft. Stop acting music as if you can always start over. This is the real thing. This is the only chance you get. There is no music reset button. There is no second life. There is just this one. And every moment you spend not going for it is a moment you are choosing to be waste. I am not saying be reckless. I am saying be intentional. I am saying recognize the value of your time and stop music throwing it away on fear and excuses. I am saying understand that the clock is ticking music, and at some point it is going to run out. And when it does, you do not want to be full of regret.